Alright, so today I'm kind of starting my build series on this 4Runner. I'm putting a Sherpa rack on today, and then I'm going to be putting some lights on and some other mounts on. But today I'm making a video on just putting it on, somewhat of a, just showing you, but also kind of a how-to. Okay, so I've already gotten the other side off. And if you want to see what the clips are like, there's one tall clip right up there. I broke it off. Then there's a clip right there that I broke off. Clip right there, clip right there. There's only 5 clips, and they're really not that strong. So if you break them off, it's not that big of a deal, because hopefully you won't have to put this back on. But what I do is I go up under there, break the tall clip right here, then there's 2 on either side, and I roll it to very late. And once you get this big one out, it's easy going from there. Okay, so as you can see, kind of scratched the paint, but pop that pin out with your screwdriver. That cracked there. And then once you do that, kind of pry up. Yeah, see, they break pretty easy. No big deal. So then it's popped off. Then there's underneath it, but cracked clip's still there. Whole piece broke off. Clip still there. And then let's see, somewhat there. But yeah, that's it. Just similar with the back and front. These 2 back ones were the 2 easiest. That broke. But the 2 front ones were the worst. But now it's just unscrewing and washing off the area. Alright, then the next step is to come up here with a 12 millimeters, what I measured it out to. And you're just going to want to unscrew these evenly, because if you don't, your bracket that's inside there that they screw into can fall into your headliner. And then you have to fish it back out by pulling the headliner out. But if you unscrew them evenly, you shouldn't have that problem. You can kind of see them as I'm unscrewing it. You can kind of see how they are together. So you don't want that piece to fall down. Okay, now I've got this all the bolts out. And it just pops up really easy on either side, and then you just have to take it off. So now that the roof rack is off, I'm gonna take some time to clean these areas up. And because, you know, Sherpa rack will cover right here, but right there won't be covered. So I'm gonna clean that up, and I think I'm gonna wax the roof just because it's not easy to get in there once the rack is on. Okay, so for cleaning these out, I'm just taking some Simple Green, diluted 1:1, and it just cleans up that dirty inside. You can really feel a clear coat there still. And this rail slides back and forth, so you can get a little bit more clean in that area. And it doesn't get rid of that. Waxing might get rid of that, or polishing. But yeah, that's not too bad. Alright, now I've got the top all cleaned off with some Simple Green, and I blew it off with an air compressor. It's kind of small, but random orbital polisher with some just cleaner wax. It'll just clean up spots like this and spots like that. It'll make it look white, and it'll seal it up a little bit, maybe for like 6 months, but it's kind of all I have. Not too bad, but it's nice and clean up here. And I'm gonna get to waxing it. It'll also probably take away that too. But yeah. Okay, so here's after a couple passes on different speeds. You can kind of see the difference right there, the reflection. How it's hazy at the top, then towards the middle of the screen. See if you can tell right here. I didn't get a great straight line. But you can see right there versus right there. Big difference. So then I'm just gonna go across the top of the whole car. And right here, I didn't go crazy, but it looks like it's already starting to kind of take it away a little bit. Then right here, here's after one pass right here where the line used to be, gone. And then right here just doesn't want to go away. You can kind of see the swirl marks from the polisher, but then you can see the line going down and it's all gone except for right there. Can't get that to go away, but yeah, that's a big difference. Looks great. Okay, so I just finished one side, and I think right there you can really tell the shine. It's a shadow now, but right there, shiny. Right here, not, you know. But on the other side, on the passenger back side, I wasn't able to get this as clean. There's still a line there, but I was able to get these edges, and in here, not horrible, but came out a lot better on the driver front. But yeah, keep working on cleaning this up. We'll be done in 30 minutes. Yeah, you can actually see a great reflection on the top. I decided not to remove these, so these are nice and waxed. Right here, that side was the best for removing it. Right here, I wasn't able to get it great. Except for, I mean, right here, the most important part I was. And then back there, I couldn't get it great either. But not a big deal. I can remove it when I paint correct later this summer. But yeah, it's time to put the roof rack on. Okay, so then when we're putting on these feet that go to the front of the truck, you're gonna want to separate your nuts and bolts, 8 of them, for the front and rear, so that way we can mount these guys like this on both of these 2 crossbars. So then when you're dropping these in, you just drop them in. And slide them to the side like that. Do it with the other one. And then when you're mounting these guys, F goes for front, and then this notch can be facing either way. You want this, you want the foot going outwards, out this way. And then with this side, you want that notch right there to be going the same direction, which is ahead of me. Okay, so now that I've got them screwed in, I can show you. You want these feet obviously going outwards to the truck. And then you want this notch, when you put that on, it'll be flipped, but you want that notch going, if the truck is facing this way, you want the notch going that way. And you want them to be lined up. You see how that is on the front top corner? Front top corner. And then the same with the rear. Okay, so now that we get to the top of the 4Runner, you're gonna take these metal things that are in your hardware package and push them on. It's easier to push these guys on rather than pushing them in the rubber and then pushing them onto the white guys. And something different from the videos that I've seen is, from what I can tell, these rubber look equal in distance here and width from the bolt hole. So if you do have a difference though, you want the skinny side to be going into the cab and the thick side to be coming this way, though I think they got rid of that situation. But then once you get those 2 on, you just want to push this guy on, and there you go. So one thing I do notice after is there is still a gap there. And I don't know if I remember or not, if they're supposed to be that, but it's on all of them, no matter what the height. That one over there is like shorter than all of the rest of the 3, but still there's a big gap, so I don't know if that's a big deal, but. Okay, so then the next thing that we're gonna mount is the fairing, and you're gonna want this to flip over onto here with Princeton showing, or the words on your rack, with the bar right here. So you'll see Princeton with the bar. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then you're just gonna take these T-nuts with those hex bolts. All right, so then you wanna take these long hex bolts with the rubber seal washers, can't remember what they're called, and take them with both your crossbars and the mounts up to your car. Okay, so then before you start to tighten these down, what you could do after you tighten it down, It's probably the better way to do it. I might adjust it after, but I've tightened these down. I've measured the distance here on either side, front and back, and I might just check it to make sure after I tighten these down. But I think I'm going to put some thread locker that was provided by Sherpa and tighten them down with a 13. And then here you can see that notch that I was talking about. Notches on that side, and same with the front. It's facing the front of the truck. Okay, so once you're done, fellas, I did read it's 22 foot-pounds of torque if you have a torque wrench, but I don't. So, and as far as the back didn't move, I haven't measured this, but it looks like they didn't move after tightening, so I think I'm good there. And next is just putting the side faces on. Okay, so I got the first side put on. I just got it in those 2 pockets. Make sure you put it in those 2 pockets. First, I put it here instead of right here up front, and then you just want to align it with your body line from what I'm thinking. Okay, there's a helicopter going over so you can hear me, but just got the fairing on. I didn't video it greatly because it was a little tough to get on by myself, but I've got the half fairing so I can still fit a light bar. That's why it will look different, but my initial alignment, you have to adjust it at some point with the depending on wind noise and stuff, but I just lined this curve of the stripping on either side, but you have to adjust it as you go, and it'll be different based on half or full fairing. But yeah, then it's just installing the crossbars on the top. Okay, just finished up the roof rack. Didn't make it in time for sunset, but all the roof bars on. One's in special places. And yeah, I'll be back out here tomorrow. I'll be putting on a fuse block to clean up the wires, along with some other things to put on the roof rack. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.